Back. Sorry, it's been a while. I just focused on getting it done instead of actually doing YouTube videos, and a lot's happened in the last year. So I know it's been a long time, but I'm pretty keen to get back into it. So I have taken videos and got information and all that kind of stuff along the way. Sorry if there is any wind noise. I'm trying to talk as loud as I can. So all the videos and that I'll file into a compilation. You're about to see them, and I'll go over the video after all of that. Cheers.
Alright, so here we have the dump. We have gone and welded our O2 sensor in and a bung for our wideband in the future. Where's the sun? So just used a mild steel plate to match the Garrett turbo. Bit of 2.5 inch. It was a 90 into a 3-inch 90. Just welded that all up, and then had to make it fit down past the sump and everything. So the lobster welds, and then bolts down onto the bottom of the sump with a V-band underneath. So I'll jump underneath and I'll show you where this goes, and I'll bolt it up in there. So over in the back corner here we have the new ECU bracket. So my compressor is going to mount here. I've just mounted the ECU vertically with a strap over the top to hold the relay box with as much reinforcement in it as we can. This just sits off of the grommets on the back, and that one's bolted in there. So just in case I need to get to that, just in case I need to get to the relay box, we've made this top come off. Marcus has made up this vacuum canister for me. So we've got two vacuum outlets here and 190 facing down on this side. It's going to come straight out of the plenum, straight into the vacuum canister. And you've got two lines coming out, one for the clutch and one for the brake master. So because they both use vacuum, the Patrols have a vacuum assisted clutch as well, so we have to have two outlets. So with the pump here, we've just loaded a -8 fitting onto the pump, and then that's going to go back to the return. I'm just going to use the standard Patrol reservoir, and then the Patrol line should bolt straight into the high pressure outlet. Power steering pump's on as well. It's all routed up through here. We've got all our high pressure lines and everything on, all our return lines, our radiator fan, our radiator bottom hose. This reservoir has been mounted with the Manny Valley off-road kit that came with the brackets for all the relocation kit, and that's all in there now and looking smack. So this corner is pretty chaotic, but we've got the 3-inch coming off the compressor housing. We've still got to tighten this one up. So a little 90 for the boost feed for the wastegate. So got the airbox all mocked up. A little chamber in the bottom for any moisture or water that gets in to pull in there. Nice 4-inch in that side, and then it's going to come straight in from the factory snorkel position, straight into the side of the box.
So I noticed I didn't go into much detail about this intake manifold. So this is just a simple B series turbo manifold that Marcus from Stitch Fab cut the center out, and the whole throttle body's been rotated 90 like you can see in that photo, just so that it matches up with the intercooler. Otherwise it will just be smashing straight into the intercooler underneath. That gives us room just to run simple hoses around the outside of the intercooler and straight in. This bonnet scoop is the cross-country style in a scoop made by Blue Flame Automotive. Bought that off them, made a little infill panel for the factory ZD scoop, and it went together quite nicely.
Alright, so it's pretty well done, and there's not really that much else to do. We've got obviously the intercooler on, we've got our air boxes all made up, our air compressor and ECU mounts over in that back corner. Currently we still have this aluminium plate on the top. I do want to get a Perspex top for it, just so I can see what the air filter is like. And then it goes into the inner guard in here, which I don't know if you're going to be able to see. No, it's just 3.5 inch, and then it goes down to a 3-inch through here. So we're going to get rid of this snorkel soon. Going to go for a 3.5 inch stainless straight out of the guard, and then I have some cut snake flares that go on as well. So we have our ECU bracket here made up. The relay box is here, so that has the 2 relay fans and the fuel pump relay. It's just in that, and that's all that's in that box. Then we have our ECU and the air compressor, which is all mounted off of this nice little mount that Stitch Fabrication has made up for me. Did an absolute killer job on all the fab work on this, and I can't be any more thankful than what I am for what he's done for this car. He's done everything from the airbox to our overflow tank to all the intercooler pipes. So yeah, all the intercooler pipes, the rocker cover, our intake pipes, all the exhaust underneath, which I'll show you as well, and a lot of other little bits and bobs. This intercooler bracket was all made by Stitch Fab. And he's had an absolute killer job helping me out. We even tri-flowed the radiator. So what we did is the coolant comes in, goes down, then it goes across, hits another little baffle, comes up, across, and back down again. So the coolant has to travel like an S through the radiator in order to cool. So it's triple passed. For our intake pipe, so it's a 3.5 inch stainless system, all the way from all the way from the airbox all the way through and into this little pie cut section here is all 3.5 inch, and then at the bottom it goes to, I'm not quite sure if you can see, but there's a little reducer that sucks down into, I think it's 3, which is the intake size on the turbo. So that's all there. The rocker cover was modified, so our rocker cover was cut out so that the oil filler cap can go in the front here, as obviously we can't get to it now because it's underneath the intercooler. So now talking about the intercooler is a 500 by 400 by 90 thick, and it's just an eBay cooler, and it seems to do quite well for the application we do. It's a bar and plate style, so it's a bit more heavy duty than a bar and fin, tube and fin, but it doesn't. It's a bit more heavy duty, but it's just, it doesn't have as effective cooling as a tube and fin. This little bracket here is a mount for our 16-inch spal fan, slimline fan, which is mounted to the bottom of the intercooler. It's a 1600 CFM fan. We have just our rocker cover breathers that we'll put into our intake hose as well. It's a eBay spec radiator. It was a whirly one off of for a TB45 off eBay.
And that's pretty well the rundown from the top. There's really not much else that's gone on top. So we'll jump underneath and show you what we can from underneath. So we're up underneath now. That's the Manning Valley kit there, little bracket, and then a bit harder to see, but obviously the alternators up the top there. So everything else is pretty good. It just looks like a Barra motor, which is, I guess what it's supposed to look like. So there's our turbo oil drain. It was just a feed straight down from the turbo through the engine mount, had to go, and then just our elbows straight into the sump there. Here we have our turbo dump pipe. So we have the factory forward O2 sensor and the AEM wideband oxygen O2 sensor as well, or AFR sensor, sorry. And that comes down into a dump pipe, which does have a bit of a clearancing issue, but it seems to have self-clearance and I don't have an issue anymore. So just be careful of that. Make sure your dump pipe is thin enough. It has taken a small section of diameter out, but it doesn't seem to be too bad. So I'm honestly not overly worried. What else is down here? At the moment, the exhaust just goes to there because I had a little bit of an accident when backed into a tree stump and bent the whole rear section. So it's just gonna have to be like that for now. It still works fine as long as it doesn't heat the rear diff up. Then I'm not gonna run into any issues. enjoyed that video of hearing this thing rip through the dunes as well. Quite a few things have changed since making that video and all of that happened. I currently now have a shed. I have a place where I can actually do work out of, and I plan on releasing more videos on some other projects as well. As you can probably tell by the patrol, there is other things that have gone on to it over that period of time. It's had a whole suspension change, a bit of different stuff in the driveline, a few aesthetic things, and just a few creature comforts and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to make another video going over all of that. And we have some other projects as well. So I have a BF drift car, which ZEROBUX, the drift team, which I'm now part of, and I'm very thankful for them for taking me on board. I haven't even taken my car out yet, but we're all working together to get all our cars out so we can have some fun out drifting out at a few of the local SA tracks. So X Park, Tail and Bend, Malala. They're only ones off the top of my head I can think of at the moment, but I believe there's a couple more. So yeah, thanks for sticking around. Appreciate you rewatching my videos if you have come from the past, and if you're just joining in now, check out the previous videos. The build is now probably what I would say at a stage where I'm happy with it. I could put a trailer on the back and tow it around Australia, and I've done a couple of trips with it already. So always muck around with something. ZEROBUX boys, who is the drift crew that I'm part of, we're always doing something stupid, so there'll always be some content to be made somewhere. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and again, please like, share and subscribe. Feels awkward. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. It's been so long since I've made any form of video that this all feels weird. I've had to learn how to use Adobe Premiere again, and I still suck at it. I have a cold, so that doesn't help. I don't even know what I'm saying.